You do not seek power or popularity. You simply ask, is a thing right in itself? If it is, you do it no matter the cost.
So today I've been filming my cozy college morning routine because it's the first day of term and I sort of wanted to establish a routine, and it was something I thought through a lot because I wanted to make sure that I was getting up early enough to kind of use that morning discipline to be as productive as possible, but also take some time for myself, also shower and use the bathroom before anybody else in the dorm needed to, also like wake up late enough that I could also stay up late enough because a lot of events around here happen in early evening. So yeah, it was very thoughtful, but I've also had my first class, which was business and nonprofit basics, and I'm really excited about what that looks like. And besides that, I've kind of been running errands on campus, picking up mail, stopping offices, and now I'm going to do some emails and some miscellaneous things I need to get done. But first, eat and decompress because this evening I have a meeting. Also, yesterday I had a meeting which was essentially a final mock class for a prospective psychology teacher, and I'm one of the students that volunteered to sit in on that, and so tonight's meeting will be a discussion on that, and I'll probably also go to the dining hall. So my social battery's already taken a toll, so I need to decompress a little bit. Yesterday I didn't film anything because I was kind of trying to, establish being back and unpacking and settling in, but also going back on the school Wi-Fi kicks you off of all of your accounts, and I've been able to sign into pretty much everything with just a password, with the exception of this account. So if I'm posting this, I recovered the Google account, but it was very unfortunate because so many of like my journal notes, so that's a little fun behind the scenes. I filmed my morning routine and like when I would journal, but I didn't actually journal. I was actually just putting more laundry away because I don't have my notes of the things that happened in like every element of them that I wanted to write about, because that and my to-do list and everything that I needed for the beginning of term is on my personal documents that is on my business page, and so I don't have a copy of them. And it was because it asked for the two-step verification, and I don't have a phone at the moment, and it wouldn't let me use my security questions or anything, so that was super frustrating. Really glad for like extra security on the account I care most about, but if even I can't get onto it. Anyway, hopefully that'll all work out. No idea when I can replace my phone. It's seeming like it would end up being longer than I thought. So I'm filming on my computer. I did just bring my camcorder to my music production professor, because he also does all of like the film and photography and stuff like that, and I was like, do we have a cord for this? So I might have to buy a cord for that. Yeah, I mean, besides that, I am just easing my way into this new term, so I'm going to eat my vegan tortellini for lunch, as well as this elderberry wellness shot, because it is so cold here. I mean, through the Yuletide countdown, I essentially did a tour of New England, and I grew up in Massachusetts, so I know how cold it is, and Vermont was snowy and beautiful, and I loved doing yoga and that, but specifically here in Bar Harbor, being on the water, first of all, the air is dense and humid but cold, and so there's like this sharpness, this weight to the cold that like cuts you to the bone, and then the wind is also like whipping you across the face with this thick cold air, and it's aggressive. So yesterday I wanted to do some yoga on the beach, and I was like, I'm not going outside, I'm wearing 17 layers instead. And that was part of what I ended up spending the day doing. Was, as I said, I was putting away laundry earlier today, that was kind of what was left of me trying to plan, how do I wear like 2 to 3 layers every day and not wear the same exact sweater every day. So that's really nice because I like dressing to express myself, but also not thinking about it or putting in any effort on a day-to-day basis. So planning things ahead of time, really helpful for me. But I digress. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat. Can you see the steam? Speaking of which, I may or may not have dropped boiling water on the top of my head, and it may or may not be excruciating right now. Anyway, other than that, today's been lovely. I had my first career ecology class of term. Clearly we're going with a career theme with these classes. Honestly, I decided to come to this school for more networking and resources, and I had a clear why and how in the creative, logistic, conceptual aspects of what I'd like to do, but the how in the managing business aspects and more of the behind the scenes. Like, I've learned how to manage myself and the production of work, but yeah, there's still a lot of I don't know what I don't know. And I am interested in doing the entrepreneurship program that they have here, either next term or next year, where essentially after all of it, you actually even get to pitch your ideas for investors, which is wow. But the nonprofits and business basics are pretty much that, whereas career ecology is really melding it with like your purpose and clarifying your why, which I feel very clear on, but also making that practical. Like, what are your plans A, B, and C? I always joked that I never had a plan B, just different plans to plan A. So for me, it's if variables change, how do you maintain something that still has such a strong why for you and is actually sustainable long term? And yeah, and besides that, it's also a little bit more of the logistics with like resumes and networking and getting in contact with alumni and like sample interviews and all sorts of things like that. Besides all of that, it looks pretty good on the front of being able to do an independent study, and I want to focus on my podcast, even though I have done a podcast before, and so I don't need as much mental capacity put towards the how to produce it. I think the time to be able to do the research and produce a schedule and prioritize longer term production work while taking advantage of the resources and opportunities here and getting feedback on exactly how I'm doing it would be really helpful. So the difficult thing is with the Google account, because I want to do video versions of all of them, and that would, you know, most likely be on my YouTube, which I don't at the moment have access to, but I'm looking into my options on how to regain that. But there's also now like podcasting sites that allow a video form, so I don't know, I'll play around with that and see what I'd like to do with that. But as for today, besides that class, I don't know, been a little overstimulated coming back, so I took a nap. And this evening I'm going to the dining hall, and then I am also doing laundry, and I am going to the grocery store with my friend on the night bus. We're just really living large here, partying so hard in college. Yeah, so I'm going to answer some emails and do little things around here because we're going to dinner in like about an hour. So, good night. Good evening. I realize it's a little cluttered because I have like clothes planned out and food in my laundry basket, but such is dorm life. So today's been pretty chill because Wednesday, not many courses are even offered on Wednesdays. So very few of us even have a class on Wednesday. And most of us have about 3 courses per term, a term for 10 weeks, which would be 20 classes of each of the 3 courses. Obviously there's variations, like I'm doing an independent study, some people do residencies, some people do Eco League and go to a different school, some people have a reduced course load, some people take time off, so there's lots of variation, but on average our courses are 3 a term and rather intense. So I've already spent most of today doing reading and answering some questions as my homework assignment for business and nonprofits that I have tomorrow morning at 10 something. And besides that, I've had a couple meetings, a couple conversations with people, and pretty much just been snacking, touched up my nails. I tried to show you. It's Raindrop Expectations. And it's one of my favorite colors. It's like a very pale, like baby blue vibe. And there's actually a really long story. Well, I mean, not too long, but my friend saw that OPI had a vegan collection, and I mean, I've talked about being vegan dietarily, to, you know, the best of my knowledge. I always am like, no butter, no this, and the sauce, please, like whatever. Which my 7-year anniversary of this will be coming up in May. And I've talked about in the Yuletide countdown my philosophy on clothing and secondhand clothing and fast fashion and all of those things. And when it comes to products, I have done my best to research pretty much everything that I use, and sometimes I don't know, but my best estimate of what is cruelty-free and vegan, with also using up the products that I have and not being wasteful throughout the years, yada yada yada. But anyway, my friend found that OPI had a vegan collection, and we all like keep little lists of things that the people we love would love, because we're wholesome and adorable. And so he was like, between color and name, Morgan would love this. And he had written it down for months. And then I told him that I got this nail polish, and this is probably like my 2nd bottle or something at this point, but I was like, you wouldn't believe I got this nail polish, because he also really loves collecting nail polish. And he's like, no way, I wrote down that one for you. And it was just really, really sweet. That was such a side tangent. Anyway, it started to snow today, and I know it snowed on the campus over winter break, but I wasn't here. And the snow doesn't last too long here because we're on the ocean and the wind takes it. They're also building the ice skating rink that's supposed to be like really bumpy because it thaws and freezes and has things stuck in it and people use it, and it's just like a tarp on the front yard. But it's lovely, and I really hope to actually take advantage of that this year, because I tried to teach myself to ice skate with the 1 hour I paid for last winter break. But I digress. I'm very excited for the snow. It kind of just started to cover the ground as it was getting dark, so hopefully tomorrow I can get up and get out and film in it and all of that sort of stuff. I hope it's heavy enough to coat things. I think that that would be really beautiful. I think the campus is breathtaking when that is the case. But yeah, I am going to meet my friend at the dining hall for dinner in about an hour and then wind down so I can get an early start to the day, because as I've mentioned, I'm a little bit more productive when I have the time in the morning to do that before anything's expected of me. And I have not had as full of a morning routine since I filmed a morning routine on Monday. So definitely getting a little bit more productive tomorrow morning, and possibly even getting out into that snow before class would be really, fingers crossed, you know? But yeah, I feel like I had more to update you about, but the ADHD and the overwhelm of obligation is kicking in. I'm still sorting out my independent study. My goal was to do 10 episodes this term, but since the first week I've really spent trying to establish the study before the ad drop period is done. Probably shouldn't dump a whole project on myself in this first week. And also there's a future week that has my birthday in it, and I wanted to do a more fun episode that week. But yeah, my study director that I've been talking to was like, what if you did like 5 or 8 episodes? And I was like, I can agree to 8 episodes because I think that like reduced work would probably be very smart because of what I'm asking of myself. However, I think that I still want to do 8 because part of my personal goal in creating this independent study is that discipline and time management in producing the podcast with a regularity while simultaneously having so many other demands. I'll have 2 other classes. I'll still be doing the Divine Diaries and the wellness videos. I'd like to do some music stuff, and I'm part of many things here on campus. I run the Witchcraft Club, and I'm in SWAT, and all of those lovely things, and kind of having a social life, maybe. Without a phone, it's hard to text people, but I have some up in the air plans to see people already, and we have the ball and my birthday and all of my fellow friends' winter birthdays and Valentine's Day, which is so exciting. I don't know if you knew this about me as an incredible romantic, but I happen to love love. Anyway, I'm going to try to finish the work for my class tomorrow morning before I head out to the dining hall in about an hour, and maybe I'll get the reading for my Friday class done tonight, but honestly I'll probably want to be winding down when I get back from dinner, so maybe that's some work for tomorrow. Well, it will have to be if it's not today because it's due on Friday in the morning, but I digress. Bye!